Greeting, my name is Cubeproductions. Today we're playing, of course, the Score Merchant, the best killer in the game. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to 3-gen using the Score Merchant's best perks: Hex Thing, Hex Devour of Hope, Hex Haunted Ground, and Hex Pimento. But instead of using both the green add-on, we're changing it up today. Of course, we're using the Oblivious add-on because this add-on is so good, and in my opinion, her best add-on. We're also going to use Geographical Readout, which lets you, if you're in the drone active zone, gain 2% haste and 15% action speed to breaking pallets, walls, damage generators, and also to vaulting. And it lasts 15 seconds after leaving the area. And I just had to put a Mori on because I wanted to be extra spicy today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video when you'll know in any social media platform. Let's get on to the game. Okay, so we're in the Suffocation Pit, and this map is not the best for this killer because basically we want to control one side and let the gen on the other side go away. I put a drone there just so I can protect that totem, and like I told you in every video of her, I don't really care about chasing people this early in the game. I mainly care about placing down drones to secure certain areas and make it harder for everyone to do gens and or totems. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place down a bunch of drones in certain places. And because of our purple add-on, we actually get a speed buff every time we click the drone. So technically, we get a 2% speed buff while being in the drone. And then we get a 3% speed buff because we have people either inside the drone radius or have cloud traps on them. So because of this reason, we get an insane speed buff around the map. And I'm just going to check to make sure I know where everyone is. Luckily for me, he hit our Hex Haunted Ground and not our Hex Devour of Hope. So we are going to, of course, turn that into a Pimento eventually. But right now, we're going to chase this person because I want to get a down using Hex Haunted Grounds. Even if it takes me a long time, it's just getting one down at least is worth it. That way my perk isn't as useless. I'm going to place down more drones everywhere to make sure I have certain areas secured. I know someone's here, so I'm trying to chase them to get it down if we can, but they're going to go to the shack. It's really hard for us to chase because we are a M1 killer basically with a tiny movement speed buff. But luckily for us, he does place down this pallet. He doesn't want to get exposed and killed instantly. And to make it better for us, he goes into the drone area so we get a speed buff. So we definitely have a higher chance to down this person. All we have to do is play smart about it. But sadly, I was stupid and I have no brain cells and don't know where I'm going. But then he gets re-exposed and he stayed inside the drone area too long. So even though our Hex Haunted Grounds is definitely gone, it doesn't really matter that much because we still have, he's so exposed, so we'll eventually hopefully catch him. Then of course they do our Hex Devour of Hope, which doesn't really matter that much because even though yes, downing people and exposing them is pretty good, we are going to be able to do it. So I got rid of that drone so I can place down this drone so I can protect this area. I'm going to get a speed buff and hit this person and down them. And now I have the ability to, of course, turn that into a Hex Pimento. Luckily he missed the flashlight. I knew he was in the area because of the drone, but at the same time I wasn't worried because I thought, okay, if he downs me, well, if he blinds me, he'll get exposed. If he doesn't blind me, well then I get to kill this person. This totem is perfectly fired up a way where I can still hook this person and the drone will appear. So now I'm going to set up 2 Hex Pimento totems. And basically for the rest of the game, we have to just protect those totems. And that's how you 3-gen with her. Because we're going to basically make sure the survivors do the gens on this side of the map and not the gens on the other side of the map. And by doing that, we have totems everywhere, drones everywhere, and the survivors can't do anything about it. So I know all the survivors over here because why would they be near me when they want to be as far away as possible? So I'm going to put a drone here to give us a little speed buff and help kick this pallet faster. I noticed someone's exposed, which means that he is trying to get my totem, but it doesn't really matter because now he's exposed, and I have a cloud trap on him, so I know where he is, and he's oblivious, so I know where he doesn't know where I am. So he's trying to do this totem, but he is oblivious. Love the green eyed one, and doesn't realize that he's dead. And that's why I use the green add-on. I would say it every single game. Use the green add-on. So I didn't hook him here because I know my drone will go away. So I was going to hook him on the same hook that I hooked the last survivor. the way none of my drones go in. I'm gonna replace this drone over here because I want to make sure I protect this totem. Now, I recommend, like I said before, drones don't have height limit or line of sight. They can see through walls, or they can lock on through walls. But one thing I will say, when the drone is on standby mode and a survivor has to go inside the little yellow beams to turn it back on, that part is line of sight. That does not go through walls. So if I put the totem, if I put the drone right in front of the totem, and then the drone goes into standby mode, then there's no way the survivor can get to the totem because they would have to get rid of the drone first. There's just no way. So I chased this person using my little speed buff and haste buff. I'm going to chase this person for a little while, just so I can hopefully get a hit or down, but I realized it's not really worth it. We need to just secure gens and protect our totems and make sure everything is done. So I'm going to re-elevate this drone, and I look at the bottom and I see she's slowly locked on by the drone, so she must be near me. But she is going around the map. I don't really know where she's going. But I do want to get someone down, or at least try, because I put down all my drones everywhere. I already secured the area. So getting at least one hit would be really useful. But I noticed that someone's on my totem, so I'm going to go back again. Because he really wants that totem. And I don't want that totem to go away, so I'm going to see who it is. But it was two people, but Kate over here has balance landing, so I can't get her. But she knows that my totem's there, and they're going to try and work together to try and get it. So I'm going to reset up a drone again. That's how you do this. Put it all the way at the top. That way, they have to go to the top in order to get rid of the drone. And then I'm just going to protect my little area. I know this strategy might seem kind of boring, like you're using hex pimento to decrease the periscope by 30%. And you're putting up drones everywhere to make it harder for survivors to play the game. And I agree, it can be kind of boring to play against. But as this killer, her only strength basically is this. You kind of have to do it. Now sadly he has Dead Heart, because everyone uses Dead Heart. That would have been a really good down, but now we can't really do anything. But luckily for us, he's in our drone area, so he's giving us a 2% speed increase. So he's exposed, we know where he is. Doesn't really matter though, he's already injured. But because of our speed buff, we are going to catch him. And that is why I love this thing. The ability to use your speed buff is why I use this purple add-on. Now I do like having both green ones, because for example, if I had the green add-on, he would have been exhausted and he wouldn't be able to use that hard. But because of the fact I didn't have the green add-on, I had to use the purple one. That speed buff definitely carried us and let us get to that gen. So now I'm going to go over here. Oh, let's get that kill. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put this totem back on for hex pimento. I'm going to have 3 stacks and put a drone here. I'm not really trying to protect this gen. It's just more like pressure. I want the ability, I want them to think I'm going to protect this gen. So because I want them to think that, they're going to, of course, either do it or not do it. Which is fine by me, because that means more time for me trying to down people. But instead, this Fangman is really, really annoying this entire game, by the way. She is probably the most annoying survivor to deal with in this game at the moment. She is giving all my drones and winning all the chases against me because I'm bad. And then she runs straight to the shack, and I don't want to chase her because I know if I chase her, they'll try and do my totems and drones on the other side of the map. And we have to make sure we keep our 3 gen healthy. So then we're going to go back over there, and we're going to try and turn on all these drones and protect what little we have. If you look on the map, we see 3 gens really close to each other. They're not really close, they're kind of like a little ways apart, but they're close enough where this killer can easily protect all 3. So I'm going to go after this guy again, because I realized I want him dead. Like, I just want him to die. It'd be easier if there's 3 people in the game instead of 4. But then I chose not to chase him because I see that Kate might be trying to go for my totem. But I don't know where anyone is right now. So I'm looking at my tracker, of course. And I realize it's Fangman again. She got rid of the drone and she's trying to do the gen over there. But then I look and he's getting healed right here. So I'm like, well, I guess a free kill. And then everyone is just here for some reason. I honestly don't know why. Now, I could have moried him right there and killed him. But the reason why I didn't mori him is I didn't want them to know I had a mori yet. Not to mention the hook right here. And I love the Storm Merchant's mori animation. It's really good actually, but it does take a long time. And it took less time to hook him than it does to mori. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to just hook him. So as you see right there, I replaced the drone. That way, when the drone is in active standby mode, was in standby mode, and the yellow lines show, it will still cover that totem, and that's what I want. So someone got rid of our drone over here at this gen, so we have to go and try and find them because we already have a 1v3. Now we have 1v3. We can afford to basically, we can now afford to spend some time chasing people because we already have Hex Pedimento, so they're doing the generators 30% slower. And now one person's dead, so we don't have to worry about 3 people doing gens. It is going to be 2 people doing gens, but they're also doing the gen 30% slower. So that's probably Fang Min doing that gen over there, being really, really annoying. But it doesn't really matter because there's Fang Min, so we're going to hit Fang Min or miss because we're terrible. Don't forget, I am a bad killer. Not really. I miss a lot, but I always have a strategy in my head, don't worry. Even though I might have bad looking gameplay sometimes, there's always a strategy. So right there, if you look, Kate did not even get fully locked on, but she got exposed. And that's because if you try to disable a drone and you fail the mini game, you automatically get exposed. So I was gonna try and get Kate, but I couldn't figure out where she went, which is also the reason why in a different video you'll see me use a different purple add-on that lets you be able to see survivors who will enter your drone radius. And because of that reason, I don't know where she is. I don't see her aura. I kind of wish base kit she could see the aura of people, but also I definitely understand why, and also I don't think she really needs it like that. She already has the add-on that does it, and the add-on's pretty good. Not to mention you can look at your radar like I'm doing right now, and I can see where people are, so I don't really have to worry about much. But we're gonna protect our 3-gen like we usually do. I'm gonna start chasing this person. Just try and get a hit if I can. But then she's running over the middle of the map, which is heavy, pallet heavy and window heavy, and Asco Merchant. I really can't do much about that, so I'm not gonna go over there. I'm just gonna try and protect our little 3-gen and our totem. Now, sadly, I can't place down any more drones because there are 2 people who have claw traps on them. And sadly, she does get our totem, but it doesn't really matter because they thought that totem was the only Hex Pedimento, but they don't know that we actually already had a Hex Pedimento on the field. So they still have 30% decrease repair speed. So I love that. Like, I love the fact that the first part of Hex Pedimento is the one that decides to decrease your speed, and not the second or third. And then she vaults over that pallet, which is why it broke because of the claw trap. But I love that buff they gave her, where you can basically just let someone vault a pallet and the claw trap will break it. I'm gonna hook her right here, and I'm glad I hooked Fang Min because she's been a nuisance the entire game. But the only good thing about them cleansing our totem over there is the fact that now we don't have to put any more drones over there to try and protect it. Instead, I can go chase Kate, who I know has balanced landing, but if you time it correctly, there is a little pause before they get the speed buff. So you can definitely still hit them, but now she just ran across the entire map because she got a balanced landing speed buff and a getting hit speed buff, so she just flew. But luckily for me, we're at this totem, and we're going to do a really cool mind game where we're going to swing and go that way. And we're going to hook on the hook right in front of us. This hook is so important because it's in the middle of the 3-gen, so we have a really, and we can still put our drones near this generator and near the other generators, because even though yes, you can put drones next to hooks that someone's on, if the hook is far enough away, you can still put a drone there. So that's what we're going to do later on. But first, we're going to activate our drones, make sure everything is on, give us a little speed buff so we can check all the generators. This generator has not been touched and will probably never be touched until the end of the game. But I am going to start putting drones here because I do want them to do that gen all the way across of the map. Once that gen is done, they're only going to have 3 gens left, and the 3 gens are right next to us. And that's how you 3-gen. Not to mention, we already have a really good 3-gen, and we already have someone out the game, so there is no way that they're going to be able to win this game. It is impossible. So because we're undetectable, we kind of snuck up on them. So we're going to try and get Fang Min, even though I probably should have went after Kate, honestly, in this situation. But I chose to go after Fang Min because Fang Min is really, really annoying, and I feel like she's the smartest of the teammates. Now, I don't think they're in a survivor friends, but I do believe that Fang Min is just the best one out of all of them. So I want to get her out the game as quickly as possible. Now, I am going to chase this person and Fang Min because I do want her, out the game. But she goes towards the shack, and for some reason why I started doing that generator. Now luckily, I see Claudette here. Now I was gonna go after Feng Min, but I was like, no, Claudette is not injured. So we're gonna injure Claudette. And now Claudette's injured, we can basically get another Hex Mental stack and she'll heal 30% slower. Or we can just down her because she went back in the same area we had all these drones. Now Kate is trying to do our drone so she can do this totem, but I'm not going to allow her to do it. So I'm going to reset my trap and I'm going to reactivate another trap. Now I'm going to go back to this generator because even though I want them to do it, I still want to try and down Feng Min, and I know she's over here because she went over here before. So luckily we got Feng Min in a really tight situation where she can't really do much. So we're gonna try and we're gonna mind game and the same thing we did with Kate on the other side of that. And we're gonna hook her right here and we're gonna destroy this boom totem. And as you can see, this game is going extremely well. And even though, like I said, we don't even care if they do that gen right there. We just want to protect our 3 gen, and that's what we're gonna do. But we still want to try and hook people. And that's why I love this build so much, because if another killer who didn't have a movement speed ability, like the Skull Merchant, tried to do what we're doing right now, it would probably fail. Because 2 people working on a generator while I chase somebody for 30 seconds, that probably means like that generator is halfway done already. But because of Hex Pimento, that generator isn't even close to done because they automatically are repairing it 30% forward. That's why this build is so good. Now I put on this drone and I noticed that someone got locked on immediately. So I'm looking around and I see at the corner of my eye Kate go inside this building. So I try and chase Kate, and using the purple add-on to get a little speed buff when we vault this window. But then I lose sight of Kate and I chose to just follow the line, but I see her over there. But again, she's going in the middle of the map where all of the totems are, I mean, all the pallets are, and all of the windows are. But I choose to still chase anyway because I want to try and get her down if I can. And luckily we do. But Kate is not dead on hook, sadly. So even though we are downing every single person, we still have a lot more work to go. And as you can see, they did the last gen over there. So now we have a perfect 3 gen. And all we have to do is protect this until the game is over. Here comes Feng Min again, doing Feng Min things. And the same exact spot we got Kate at, we're trying to get Feng Min. But sadly, I hit the pallet. I messed up what I was trying to do. But I want her to drop the pallet, but she doesn't drop the pallet. So she's going to keep going around this really unsafe pallet. And finally drops it. Then she gets stuck on the tree, so I get to hit her, but I'm trashed, so I miss. And then I'm trashed again. Best Skull Merchant player right here. But it doesn't really matter because even though, yes, we are missing, they are healing slowly. Well, not actually, because we don't have a third stack. We don't have a second stack of Pentimento. But they're healing each other, not doing any gens. All that matters. As long as they're off the generators, it doesn't really matter it doesn't really matter to me what they do. Like, just don't go in gens. So now they're trying to get this drone, which they do. And now they're running back to the middle of the map again because they realize that they can. But it's fine, I'm going to chase them because I don't know how I got that hit, honestly, but I'm not mad. But I'm just going to chase her, get her injured, though she has to re-heal herself. But now we can't place down any drones because if you look on the left, every single person has a claw trap. Now that means we can locate where they are, which is why I know that Claudette is over here. But at the same time, we can't place down any more drones, so that sucks for us. So I see Claudette, and I'm going to try and chase her, but she's going straight to the middle of the map. So I decided to ignore that and put down these traps again. I got to reset all my traps. All my drones. And it's basically just reset everything. And then we see Feng Min trying to do a gen. Like I said, Feng Min is the annoying one. She just loves to try and do these gens to get out the game. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you get out the game. You will hold this 3 gen, and you will deal with it. So Kate does our drone right in front of us for some reason. So I decided to chase her this one time so I can try to get out the game. But this middle area is just so strong. I never broke that pallet for some reason. So she decides to go to the pallet and I have to deal with that. But I just ignore her because I'd rather reset up my drones and re-protect this gen that I know Feng Min's on. I can literally see her. So I decided to place down a drone here again. But I put it at the top of the hill. Make it hard for Feng Min to actually disable it. Kick that gen and go to the next gen. Kind of Feng Min ran over to the next one. And also I see a totem, so I want to make sure that I protect that with my drone. And lo and behold, there's Fang Min really trying to do these gens. So I put a drone here to protect the generator and to protect that totem. Now they probably think that totem is Hex Pimento, but in reality that totem is actually a Hex plaything, which means everyone it's not exposed. I believe it's Kate's Hex plaything. Kate is oblivious to us. That's probably why when she did that that drone that one time, she didn't know where we were because of the oblivious side effect. So now I see someone on this is Fang Min, but I miss because I'm bad. But Fang Min's in the middle of the open, so we can easily chase her. And I believe this should be a really easy down because Fang Min is kind of in the middle of nowhere. We already got rid of these pallets. And I go inside my drone for a split second so I can get myself a little speed buff. But then Fang Min goes over the building again and goes through this window. And I decided to chase her because I realized that she is one hook away from dying, I believe, so I decided to chase her. But she does this too fast. And then I make a mistake right there and I fall, and I'm like, yep, I gotta give up on this chase. But then I see someone broke this pallet, and then this pallet is a totem. So now I can put a second stack of Hex Pimento, and now they heal 30% slower. But then Fang Min is still in the area, so I see her over there. And I try to become undetectable so I don't have to, so I can down her. But I realize she can see me through the windows. But I noticed I haven't checked this gen. And it's only 3 gens left, so there has to be someone on here, right? And lo and behold, it's Kate. And that's kind of like some really good deduction with Skull Merchant. If you notice that, if you're 3-genning, and you notice that 2 people are on 1 gen, or 2 people are on in 1 area, that probably means the 3rd area has somebody else. But luckily, with this build, we can really easily down people because they're exposed and or oblivious to us. So I'm gonna ignore Claudette. I'm gonna go after Kate, okay, Fang Min, because Fang Min is oblivious to us. But she knew we were coming because she saw that Claudette used her sprint burst, and she probably was like, "Oh, not sprint burst, her live," and she's probably like, "You know what? I noticed that the killer is coming over here, so I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna down her." And then I know she's dead on hook, I'm going to mori her. But then I stopped because I thought I heard something, and I did. I don't get the gen. And there's some reason why Kate is over here, so I'm gonna down Kate. And I mori Kate instead, just to get out the game really fast. And I love this mori animation. Who needs the Ride of Hope when you have a mori? And we're not going to talk about how the Skull Merchant went through that rock, by the way. But now we only have 2 people left. There's no way of winning. Now, sadly, she did get picked up by the Claudette. But she ran in the direction of this drone, so all I had to do was cut her off. And I hear her, but I thought she was going to hide behind the rock like most survivors do. But instead, she decides to go over there. But luckily, again, green add-on putting in work. Claudette is on the generator, but she's oblivious, so she doesn't know that we're coming. So she'll be right here, and right when she's about to get out of the drone radius, she's oblivious. And sadly, I can't kill her because she's not dead on the hook, but I can hook her right here. I was gonna hook her at that hook right there, but then I remembered this hook right here is so good. It's in the middle of all our drones, so we can easily keep our 3-gen and not get rid of any of our drones. So I see the scratch mark, so I know that Fang Min is over here. So Fang Min decides to give up because she realizes she can't win. So I'm gonna mori her. And now it's definitely GG. There is nothing you can do against a Skull Merchant 3-gen. And this is why Skull Merchant is the best killer in the game, and no one can tell me otherwise. And he dies on hook. And it's game over. As you can see from the past 2 videos I posted with this exact same build, this build, in my opinion, is her best build, at least that I found so far. This build is so good. I recommend it to everyone. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I love reading y'all's comments. And I love when y'all subscribe because y'all get to watch more Skull Merchant gameplay. Of course, I'll play other killers if you want me to, but I believe Skull Merchant is the best killer in the game. In my head. And I will always use her, and I'll always stick by that. And I definitely have other builds I want to plan on using. Like I have a build that helps me better in chase, but I prefer this build because I feel like this build helps you better in chases than my other builds because of the fact that instead of being better at chases, you just slow down the game so much where they're doing gens, but you can just focus on the chase instead. But like I said before, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day.